Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We are tackling what's probably the most notorious, frustrating, and honestly exhilarating hurdle in the whole content creation world. If you've been pouring your absolute heart into your channel, you already know exactly what I'm talking about, that relentless grind to hit the monetization threshold. It really can feel like you're running a marathon with no finish line while wearing concrete shoes. But hey, don't worry, because we've analyzed a comprehensive strategy from our source material that acts as a literal blueprint for success.
So, let me ask you a pretty pressing question. You're getting views, but what about watch time? It is so incredibly common to see your view count ticking up, but then your total watched hours, they're barely moving at all. It's a massive pain point. Well, today, we're going to solve that. We've pulled out an actionable 8-step playbook from our sources that's designed to help you rapidly accelerate your watch time and get your channel growing the right way.
Here's the roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the criteria for the 4,000 hours. Then, great content and retention. Third, reach and engagement strategy. Fourth, consistency and community. And finally, we'll go over how to avoid 4 fatal mistakes.
All right, Section 1, Criteria for 4,000 hours. Let's make sure we really understand the rulebook.
These are the golden numbers. To join the partner program through this specific pathway, you got to accumulate 4,000 hours of public watch time, right alongside 1,000 subscribers. And all of this has to happen within a rolling 12-month period. That 12-month window, it's absolutely critical. It basically means your channel needs consistent, sustained momentum over a whole year, not just one lucky viral day. But, how exactly are those hours calculated?
Well, there's a strict dividing line here. On the left side of things, we have what actually counts: public, long videos, and public live streams. That is your bread and butter right there. Now on the right, what does not count? Watch time generated from the Shorts feed. Guys, this is a trap so many creators fall into. Our source notes that if you're relying strictly on Shorts to hit that 4,000-hour goal, it is going to take you a really, really long time. You've got to focus on long-form content to actually move the needle on this metric.
Moving right along to Section 2, Great Content and Retention. Let's talk about building that content engine.
Our source is super clear on the ideal length here. You should be aiming to create 8 to 15-minute long videos. That right there is the sweet spot. It's long enough to rack up some serious watch time per view, but it's not so incredibly long that it scares off a casual viewer. But look, length alone isn't going to cut it. Your video has to have structure. You need to craft a really captivating beginning to hook the viewer, a super useful middle to keep them around, and a satisfying ending so they don't just, rage click away. The hard data on retention from the source is just fascinating. The platforms aren't just looking at views anymore. They deeply analyze exactly how long a viewer stays. So, if you upload a 10-minute video, your target is to get an average view duration of about 6 to 7 minutes. Hitting that 60 to 70% retention rate on a 10-minute video, that sends a massive signal to the algorithm that your content is high quality, which then triggers rapid growth and pushes your stuff to way more people.
And this builds into an even bigger strategy when you introduce playlists. You're basically trying to create a 3-step chain reaction. Step 1, your highly engaging video ends. Step 2, because you organized your content into a related playlist, the next video just automatically plays. Step 3, the viewer ends up totally binge-watching multiple videos in one sitting. It's such a simple organizational tactic, but it effectively multiplies the watch time you get from a single viewer. It turns a 6-minute session into a 30-minute session, almost effortlessly.
All right, Section 3, Reach and Engagement Strategy. Time to look at the discovery engine.
So, one of the absolute fastest ways to get discovered is by tapping into search behavior. The source highlights some specific, high-performing niches that are just heavily searched right now. We're talking trending topics like AI tools, YouTube tips, quiz videos, kids learning content, and just broad current trends. When you create good content around things people are actively typing into the search bar, you drastically reduce the friction of discovery. It brings in views, and honestly, more importantly, it brings in rapid watch time.
But, just targeting a good topic isn't enough on its own. You've got to package it perfectly. Every single upload needs to pass this SEO checklist. You need a good, compelling title. You need an attractive thumbnail that practically begs to be clicked. You absolutely must have a description rich with relevant keywords so the system knows exactly what your content is even about. And you need to include relevant hashtags. Doing this properly significantly increases the chances of your stuff surfacing in search results, because without this, your amazing 15-minute video is basically invisible.
Beyond just organic search, sometimes you have to take promotion into your own hands. The playbook recommends sharing your content across platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, and X. But, and this is a huge but, the source issues a very strict warning here. Do not spam. Spamming links everywhere actually hurts you. You must only share your content with people, groups, or communities who genuinely have an interest in your specific topic. Targeted sharing brings in high-retention viewers. Spamming, that just brings in people who click away after 2 seconds, and that totally destroys your retention average.
Moving on to Section 4, Consistency and Community. Let's talk about the loyalty engine. The ideal upload frequency outlined in the source is 2 to 3 long videos per week. If you actually have the capacity for it, uploading daily is even better. Why? Because consistency is perhaps the single biggest key to unlocking success on these platforms. It trains the algorithm to rely on you as a steady source of content. And even more importantly, it trains your audience to build a regular routine around watching you. And speaking of that audience, you really have to nurture them. Engaging your audience is exactly how you transform a casual viewer into a loyal, die-hard fan. Ask questions directly in your videos to prompt interaction. Actually take the time to reply to their comments. And use community posts to stay in their feed even on the days you aren't uploading a video. The more your audience feels seen, the faster that watch time is going to snowball. All right, final section, Section 5. Avoid these 4 mistakes. These are the major red flags.
You've got to run through this mental checklist and just never engage in these shortcuts. Number 1, buying watch time. Number 2, getting fake views. Look, the platforms are incredibly smart now. They can totally detect artificial inflation, and they will absolutely penalize or even ban your channel. Number 3, clickbait thumbnails. If you promise one thing in the thumbnail and then deliver something totally different in the video, viewers are going to leave immediately, and that destroys your retention rate. And finally, number 4, copying others' content. Not only is it unoriginal, but it damages your reputation and it puts your channel at a huge risk of strikes. Seriously, just do not take these shortcuts.
Okay, let's pull all of this together into one really empowering equation. Here is the entire playbook summarized. Long videos, combined with proper SEO, added to relentless consistency, and optimized for high retention equals your 4,000 hours. If you execute these elements together, hitting that watch time threshold isn't just some pipe dream, it actually becomes a mathematical certainty.
I want to leave you with this final, really encouraging thought directly from our source material. Have patience, keep learning, and work hard continuously. Success in this game is a marathon for sure, not a sprint. The algorithm is literally always changing, so the real question is, will you adapt and let your very next upload be the start of a massive snowball effect, or will you just stay stuck at the starting line? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep creating, and I'll see you next time.